up nicely. It's the Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. The Drew and Fuse Show. Yeah, they clean up nicely. Yeah.
Hey, we're in. We're live.
Hey.
We're doing it.
What's up, everybody? DAFS Punk's in the building. We got our special guest, and we're just kicking it off live with him. He's coming in full fresh.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How's it going?
It is going. Me and Drew were just out by each other. It was supposed to be a relaxing trip for me and Ashley, but it turned into kind of being a little bit of a whirlwind of a trip, which I feel like is usually how they go. You know, vacation, work trips.
I know we didn't say who it is, so our guest is Alex Nepa. If for those of you not watching,
Nice.
You should be watching, but if you're not, it's Mr. Alex Nepa here. We're doing a music episode, and we're just kicking it off a little bit different. So we're gonna have everybody on here just to start it off. Fuck it.
Yeah. And Alex has been on the show once before, so if you haven't listened to his episode, go back and listen to it. It was one of the few episodes that we had some drinks on, and we had to cut the take and start over.
Drank way too much that time. Way too much.
It's still a good episode. I think you should go back and listen to it. It was fun.
It was a fun one. Drew, let's see what I got to see you play at Bungalow this past weekend, which was a busy night, fun night.
I had a fucking crazy weekend, so I'll just tell a little story here, and I'll kick it off. I did my emo night, and that's going to be a lot of my picks here today for our music episode. But I had started off with the emo night, and then caught a flight to. I was going to go DJ a wedding in Louisville, Kentucky, and well, I missed that first flight, and I got the next flight, but I got caught on the tarmac, so I missed the connector flight, and I got stuck in Minneapolis for the night, which was interesting because it was Delta's fault, so they put me up and paid for it. The hotel they put me up in was an anime convention for the night, so everybody was dressed up. Everyone's walking around in full anime, and the Timberwolves were playing Dallas, so everybody was out and watching the game, and it was definitely cool to get caught in somewhere. It made for a funny little anecdote. But made my wedding the next day with an hour to spare before load in, which hair skin of my teeth. It was on this nice mansion in Louisville, which I don't know that I'll ever see again, but it was like right off the golf course, and it was really dope. But it was sticky. That being said, it was a great wedding. It was super fun. Everyone danced. Caught the next flight home. Met back up with Fuse and did Bungalow, and then me and Fuse. Well, he played. I watched at our other spot. So yeah, it was a crazy weekend, but a lot of fun. Those are the ones that are just fun for the books. That you're like, okay, this is lucky that we're making everything on time.
It's a good story.
Yeah, we flew out the Thursday morning, and we landed in LA. And before Drew did his emo night, we got lunch with him at one of his spots, the beach house in Newport Beach, which is really nice, and it was a great experience there. And then we continued driving down to Laguna Beach, where we were out there for one of Ashley's friends' weddings. We kind of just chilled the rest of the day on Thursday, and then met some of the wedding party out Thursday night. And then Friday day, we ended up drinking with some of her friends all day before attending some wedding events on Friday night. And then Saturday was the wedding. We pretty much did nothing on Saturday until the wedding, because in 2 days of drinking, leads to not wanting to do anything. And then let's see. Sunday we met back up with Drew. He had to play Bungalow, so we hung out there for a while. And then Monday I played at Newport Beach Whaler, which Drew plays there on Friday nights. Yeah, it was fun. I just got to play the Vibey House set, which is what some of the tracks that I'll be talking about today.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you guys want me to go and tell a little bit about my weekend?
Yes.
your weekend?
Well, professionally, it was pretty boring, which I'll take that. It was good. I had a wedding on Saturday, ton of fun. Pretty big wedding, like 250, 300 guests, somewhere in between there. And yeah, they were just down for everything and anything. And then a lot of my picks are going to be from that. On the Memorial Day side of things, the family and I went camping, and I am not really a camper, but my wife and her family are, and they're good times. They're good people. And so we drank a bunch and smelled like fire when I got home, but it was a good time.
How is the weather over there? I left. California has basically been Seattle for the whole year, so it's been cold and rainy. And then I go to Kentucky, and it's warm and hot and sticky. And Fuse said the same thing. He basically said it was nicer when he left. How are you doing over there in Penn State?
We're getting lots of rain, but yeah, Saturday was really nice. Super, super nice, but muggy as shit. Thank God I was indoor with air conditioner.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a little brutal here, and I'm sure it's the same with you, where it's like you got to bring the extra couple shirts because you
Oh
soak
yeah,
through the shirt.
big time,
I,
big time.
I wish I had an extra dress shirt because just for the wedding, you set up, and then you do ceremony. You got to go strike ceremony. I'm like, okay, now this shirt's ruined. I
Yeah,
need like a second shirt because we were outside the whole day for that Kentucky wedding.
I straight up wear like Lululemon shit to set up in, man, just because like it's fucking light as paper, and yeah, you could sweat and it's fine. And then I'll
Mhm.
just change into my suit. But yeah, it's 100%. It's muggy and you're gonna drenched.
Before we get started, moving too far, I want to just real quick talk about some sponsorships that we have to get out of the way. If you haven't signed up yet, you can use promo code Drew and Fuse Show. It'll get you 30% off your first month of activation at directmusicservice.com. Once again, that is Drew and Fuse Show, and that will get you 30% off your first month at DMS. You can also use the promo code DAFS, DAFS, to get 50% off your first 3 months or 30% off an annual plan at Crate Hackers. And speaking of Crate Hackers, when this episode airs, the prior week, Drew will have just done a hackathon, which we do the last Tuesday of every month. We just talk about music like what we're doing on this episode. So if you like this and you want to join it live, you can join the hackathon. It's basically the same thing that we do here, just live, so you can ask questions and all that good stuff.
And actually, those sets get saved, so you can go on there. We'll curate a set, and then we curate it with you as well, so you can go on the Crate Hackers and grab that set. So the last night's was a party bar. We had guest host Pinky. I brought her in because Fuse got stuck at the ballpark. So we just kind of went over party bar stuff, and there is going to be a lot of familiar and older tracks in it, but that being said, it was meant to be a big base. So you got 120. I think we almost got 150 tracks on there. So it's a solid base, and you're going to need to dump in the other stuff to keep it fresh.
Yeah. Before we get started too, I got to tell this little story that I wanted to tell. I completely forgot. But the Wednesday before we left to meet with Drew, I had to work the baseball game, and I dodged a foul ball, as you can see right there, and where it hit on the drywall. I dodged that thing, and kind of long story short, that ball came off of the bat of Luis Campesano from San Diego, but that same night, I was working back and forth with our player relations guy who kind of chats with us, me and Nick, the other Reds DJ, about like player walk-ups and this and that. And our catcher, Tyler Stevenson, wanted to change some music. And, they're pretty picky about like what's played at the ballpark. It's got to be like very, very family friendly. And he wanted to walk out to Jackie Moon, Love Me Sexy. So I had to do a lot of work to the song, and we had to get approved by like the VP of promotions to get
And
it.
he's trolling San Diego, right? Basically,
Right,
is that
right.
It's a Ron Burgundy song?
Yeah. So like his other song that he came out to for the day was the Afternoon Delight, the Ron Burgundy. And so that ball, it almost took me out. And I was just texting Jim, the player relations guy. I was like, hey, because he's coming out to Love Me Sexy, you should get Tyler Stevenson to sign me this ball. So This is the ball that almost took my head off, and it wasn't Tyler that hit this ball, but he signed it. Thanks for the mix. Love me sexy, Tyler Stevenson, which is pretty hilarious to me. And like a super like I love things that are like specific to me or like a moment that's like one of one, and that's definitely one of those things.
And you show that picture. If you didn't see that picture, look on his Instagram. That definitely would have put quite the dent on you.
Right.
It almost went through the wall.
Look at that drywall.
Yeah.
It's amazing it didn't hit any equipment or anything. You just,
I know. I was asking like Jim, our A1, he's worked there for like over 20 years. And I was like, Jim, like, have you ever seen any come through here like that before? He's like, maybe only like 2 or 3 over all the years. And he was like, one did kill a computer monitor and like one hit something else. But he was saying that like that's like the one of the only other times that ones came through there. So kind of funny.
And are they going to repair it, or is it just fuck it?
Nope.
It's a memento.
I would leave
they're just
that,
leaving
yeah.
it. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So dope. Well, today's music day, and we all got a bunch of songs here, and each, like we said, each one of us is bringing something different to the table. So, get your notepads out and start taking notes.
Yeah, Alex, why don't you kick us off with one of your picks?
Yeah, I'm going to start off with one that I actually almost didn't play. So right now, if you aren't familiar with me, I'm here at Penn State, the middle of Pennsylvania, the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania. And pretty much the only thing we have is Penn State University, 40,000 students, one of the biggest schools in the nation. And I play a couple bars and clubs out here during school season. But when school season ends, I'm pretty much all weddings. So right now, my brain is just totally on wedding mode. So most of my picks are going to be wedding picks. And one Patreon that I love and I recommend everybody check out, and I'm a big fan of getting my music from every avenue you could find. But Joe Maz, big fan of his. And on his Patreon, he a couple weeks ago, he had a 5-song mix of Got a Feeling by Black Eyed Peas, Since You've Been Gone, kind of blended over that. Then it kind of goes into what I believe was influenced by DJ Flips from DC. He has a Since You've Been Gone over Feel So Close. And Joe Maz did a little bit of that. Then he kind of went into the original Feel So Close, which goes into the low-hanging fruit. It's actually all low-hanging fruit, so it is what it is. But it goes from Feel So Close into Sweet Child of Mine, which was, a mix that I did all the time 10 years ago or 12 years ago, whenever the song was. So it's like almost like a piss break of a track. And like, I hate doing that kind of thing because my dance floors are only 2 hours to 2.5 hours long. But I was just at a wedding where they had Black Eyed Peas on a must playlist, which is strange because it was on a do not playlist for so many weddings for so many years. And now more and more couples are like, they want Black Eyed Peas. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to try this. And it went over bananas. So I've played it pretty much at every wedding since. So I'd have to give that my first nod. So it's definitely not a single song. It's like 5 songs in one, but they move quickly and Joe's a great editor. So that's it.
I love it.
I love it too. I actually kind of edited that edit that Joe made and played it this weekend. And Drew, that was one of the ones you commented on, Drew.
Okay.
And
right.
Yeah. So it was like, I kind of cleaned it up because I wanted to play it differently. Like you saying, like, it's really long. I was like, let me just cut the parts out that I want real quick. But I love Joe's edits. I love his Patreon. There's a ton of usable stuff on there.
Yep. Yeah, and actually, in your vein too, I almost, whenever I play these kind of little mini mixes, I almost feel like I'm cheating. So I almost chopped it up so that like I could just mix it live, and I still might, but I haven't yet.
Yeah. One of my first picks, I'm doing like house. I played at the Newport Whaler a Monday, and I pretty much played mostly house, kept it pretty vibey. Drew mentioned this track on our last music episode, which was Artemis, The Way You Kiss Me. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I found this really good house version. I honestly feel like you could really play this kind of anywhere. I feel like for me, that song, the way it sounds as normal, while it's like gaining some momentum, it's a really hard song to play around. So I found this version that I think makes it still sounds good and but easier to play around. I like The Way You Kiss Me over top of Sweet Nothing, the Adam B edit, and I got that one from What's the record pool that Angelo the Kid's on? Why can't I think of it? Digital music pool.
DMP. Yeah, digital
DMP.
music
Yeah,
pool.
I got that one off there. Adam B. That guy's got some really good stuff. There's a few edits of his that I use, but I like the way you kiss me over top of Sweet Nothing. Adam B. edit.
He was playing it, and I was getting drinks, and for whatever reason, just the way it's flipped, I could not place it. I'm like, what is that? Because it's really good, but the original is kind of like that 2000s era electro punk, block party esque. In fact, I've been kind of sneaking it in my emo sets, my emo nights. It just works. So yeah, it was a great one. It's a really good one. Look it up. I'm going to continue, and I'm doing a bunch of emo stuff that's working for me. Some might be obvious, some might not be, but I'm going to start with a super obvious, for me at least, as a Metro Station Shake It. I felt like it was big, but everyone's kind of stuck on the Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco set. This kind of goes in that little Killers, all the small things, and it's been one of the bigger ones of that night.
I play it all the time too. I think it's I play it like just at the bar. It's been crushing for me.
Good picks. So this is me now, right?
Yeah.
I am a little slow. I've been eating barbecue all day, guys. We've got a one of the bars that I do social media for and also DJ at is relaunching their food program, and I've just been pigging out on barbecue. So I've got that drag ass going on right now. But
that's an advantage, though.
Right.
They bring you in and just feed you, stuff you.
Yeah, they're educating me on barbecue. I had a whole education today, so it's kind of cool. So my second pick is actually, again, most of my picks are going to be wedding related and how I play them at weddings, and I'll also kind of give the why and kind of the reason behind it. So Taylor Swift this year, my weddings, Drew, you might see this too. It's either must play and go all the fuck in, or it's like, do not play Taylor Swift or else I will chop your head off. So
basically,
with the weddings that I do play Taylor Swift, that again, like I said, it's not just like a little Taylor Swift, like they're fucking Swifties. So I do like a bunch of little Taylor Swift mini mixes. And one of the ones that works best for me, and I did not make an edit of this, so I'm just going to kind of tell the three that I play here in kind of order. And I fly through them too, of course. But I've got the Digital Dave edit, which is a hook first, basically epic intro version of We Are Never Getting Back Together. And then Bad Blood, which is the DJs from Mars version, which actually has Iron Man as the backing for it. So it's kind of like a shocker with The Rock there. And then I kind of go into Cruel Summer. And the We Are Never Getting Back Together and Bad Blood are literally just the first 16 bars that I'm playing and just flying out to get to the Cruel Summer, which is what everybody wants to sing along with.
Great set, and I did the same this weekend. My bride was a hardcore Swiftie, and the groom was so sad when we were on the phone call. He was just like, "We're not going to play all Taylor Swift." He was like he was upset about it, but I was like, "No, I'll make it tasteful, I promise." And did the same as you. I kind of flew through. Fuse made a little bootleg of Taylor Swift and Flume, so it's Trouble with Say It, and so it has like the it kills. It always kills, and so I played that into Shake It Off, and I edited Shake It Off with just the hook, and then the basically the bridge where it's like my ex-band just so I play that, and then the hook again, and that's all I play of it. And then We Are Never Getting Back Together, and it went really well. And I had a couple other little mini mix sets of Swift in there as well, but it's been if they want it, you're right, they want it.
Sure. And if they don't want it, they don't want it. Actually, funny story, being in Pennsylvania, Taylor Swift went to high school in Reading, Pennsylvania. And I had a groom 3 weeks ago, and Taylor was on the Do Not playlist. And it was because he could not stand her personally. He graduated with her, went to school with her, and I guess, he's got bad blood. So.
Hey.
It's so funny how it's the craze of everybody loves her, and now there's like this cult, like we hate her. Yeah. And it's like, I'm at the bar, a lot, and I'll be playing it, and then you'll get like a group that's like, hitting you with the thumbs down. It's like, all right, listen, you little bitches. Like, I get that you don't like this song, but 90% of the people in here do. So fucking relax, Yeah,
man. People have a hard time riding with the DJ these days. Like, and that's why we have to play so fast. But it's like, motherfucker, just let me play a song. Look at everybody else enjoying themselves and chill the fuck out.
Right. Yeah. Like, if I'm playing, 4 hours, 5 hours, I'm playing, a lot of songs. And if I play 200 songs, it's like there's gonna be some you don't like. Just relax.
Yep.
Just relax. But
What version of Cruel Summer do you play?
So it's actually the original. Just even Steve made a cut down of it that kind of just is
Okay.
basically just hooks and bridges.
Okay.
got it,
Good to
got
know.
it. My next pick is another following in like the house trend that I played the Whaler with Drew is the Noah Khan Stick Season, which that song's like it's kind of popular, but it's really kind of hard to play. But Moonlight, MOONLGHT, made a really good remix. I made an edit of it that's just kind of the hooks and the drop, and it comes in a little more energy. And like I said, it's just easier for me to play that song with how I DJ and play around, but I really like that version. It keeps it fun. So that's Stick Season, the Moonlight, MOONLGHT remix. You can find it on SoundCloud. I believe it's up for a free download on there. So if you guys are looking for
Is
it,
your
that's where
edit
you can
on
find it.
DMS or?
My edit isn't yet, but I'll probably put it up before this episode airs. So it probably will be available when you hear it.
There you go.
Yeah, and I also, speaking of Stick Season, that song does, especially for the college crowd, that works really well. And I've actually DJ'd a bunch of country nights, so it kind of fits in that folk country vibe. But Joe Maz actually did a really nice house edit of that, kind of like a hybrid edit with another song. And it's not coming to me, but it fucking crushes.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. And I was going to mention too, I know we're jumping all around here, but that Cruel Summer, Simo did a blend that I just really like. Oh no, I'm sorry. It was Zillionaire. Zillionaire did one with versus Love So Sweet. And it's more in this like cocktail vibey set as well. But I like to open with it or play it early, but it does good. My turn is sticking with the emo vibe. The Used Taste of Ink has been very popular. Always gets a huge reaction. So it's 98 beats per minute. I'm just playing the original. And so, yeah, chills.
Love it. Love it. Alex, that brings us back to you.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm going to go actually with a Drew and Fuse edit on this one here. So I think it's probably been 2 years since you guys put it out, but I've played it pretty religiously in the right spots since you guys put it out. But it was Ain't No Mountain High Enough over Dua Lipa's Don't Stop Me Now. What is it? Don't Start? So whatever.
Don't start now.
Yeah, thank
start.
you very much. Don't start now. Yeah, and that works great. Yeah, it just crushes. Like, Ain't No Mountain High Enough for at weddings. It just does like you hear it. People like the first 8 bars, and then they're like, what the fuck ever, and that just kind of lets me ride with it a little bit longer, so it gets a better reaction.
Yeah,
love it.
Great one.
Love it. I play that one all the time as well. So
it's a constant for me.
It's a good party bar song too. It kind of fits in that.
Yep, definitely.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so this, since Alex brought up a Drew and Fuse edit, I'll self plug another one. We just did a refresh edit, Florida Georgia Line Cruise. As I've mentioned on the show 9,000 times, that I really don't like country music. I really don't like this song in particular. It just sounds very hicky to me, and his voice, Florida Georgia Line, is just like that sound. But I know it's popular right now, and that's my job, is to play stuff. And I feel like with all the Morgan Wallen like country and like the Post Malone and all that it was kind of cool to maybe like bring this one back and refresh it. So Drew and I refreshed it. It's Florida Georgia Line Cruise, the DAFS Oh Mama bootleg. It's on DMS right now. It's a house refresher.
It's in that EDM era. And that was
EDM.
The original's a lot slower. So it's just a good sing along if you're playing any of that, and it fits in those house sets. You can keep it to where it doesn't go too far out left field, but keep some of the people interested.
Brings us to you now, Drew.
Yeah, I am gonna go with Avril Lavigne. So we're talking about Taylor Swift. I usually play that Girlfriend by Avril Lavigne. It kind of goes along with the We Are Never Getting Back Togethers and the Shake It Offs. And, it's in that little set. But in that emo night, someone came up to me and was like, play What the Hell by Avril Lavigne. I'll completely honest, I'm naive to the song, but it was huge. It was, all the girls were going crazy for it. So, a new little update from, not new to me, but Avril Lavigne, What the Hell. All the girls liked it. So throw it in there.
Now, did you make an edit yet, or do I have to make one?
I am going to make an edit. I was just, kind of putting this set together. It's in my list of things to do for next week.
If you could keep it around 45 seconds, I won't have to re-edit your edit. So.
Got you.
This is me. Okay, sorry. So my next one is actually an edit that I made. And by the way, I'm going to plug this here. I'm sure you guys are going to give me the opportunity to plug something later on too.
Plug the shit of it.
I did start a Patreon, and so I'm going to have some edits up there. But what my Patreon is actually going to consist of, just as much as edits, is going to be business tips. More geared towards club DJs that are kind of entering the wedding DJ world and kind of trying to get into the nuances of it, because there are a lot of differences. But my next song is Tipsy, a bar song, another country song, country-ish song, country pop song. Right. But that fucking guitar just sounded way too much like Wonderwall to me to not fuck with it. So I put a little bit of Wonderwall in front of it over the guitars from the bar song Tipsy, and with an acapella out to kind of go into Tipsy if I wanted to.
Nice. Shameless plug too. Drew and I did a Wonderwall edit with that song. It's on SoundCloud.
No, did you really?
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. Sorry.
Oh, you bastard. Great minds think alike, I guess, right?
And I think Scooter actually did one as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, dude, if something comes out that sounds like something, there's going to be 8,000 edits of it. Especially,
dude, that song sounds just like Wonderwall.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I was like, this is Wonderwall. The other one, which I don't, and it's because I don't feel like people listen to rock as much, but the Post Malone and Morgan Wallen song, the like regular version, I Had Some Help, is literally Foo Fighters' Learn to Fly. It is the same song.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Listen to them back to back, and you're gonna be like, wow. And I think you can even Google it, and you could find people like posting it now. Like that's how. But like it's a little not as obvious, I feel like, as the Tipsy Wonderwall, but it's the same. When you hear them, you're like, wow, pretty much. So I guess that brings me to my next pick. And, Natasha Bedingfield has been really popular. The Unwritten has been working for everybody. I think every DJ plays that now. And Badger just made a remix of Natasha Bedingfield, These Words. And I have been playing that, and it's been crushing. It's a great, like, feel good remix. It's very tastefully done. I really like it. It was released on the label umbrella that sounds like Moni, so you can't find it on any of the record pools. But it's a great edit, and if you look it up, you can find it. It's Badger, These Words, really good.
And to jump in on that, I've actually been playing that at weddings, and my first time I heard it was you ever roll into a venue and people are just like listening to shit on like a little Bluetooth radio. Right. I heard a bunch of girls listening to it and they were going nuts. So I was like, okay, I got to find out what this is and download it. And yeah, it crushes.
Yeah, that one's great. I really like that one. It's like a really just good, tastefully done remix.
My emo continuation is we're going to go with We the Kings, Check Yes Juliet. And it's in that Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, 83. I mean, even if it's double time, I always stick with one. I just so I have it down in that. Check Yes Juliet. It's been big for my emo night. So there you go.
Yeah, man, I don't know that song. I gotta kind of brush up on my emo stuff. I've got a bunch, but my knowledge isn't as deep as that.
I'll send these over.
So now that I talked about an edit I made of the bar song on my last one, I hope to God that like this isn't all over every record fucking pool in the world. So $1 Million Baby, to me, the flow of the rap, not instrumentals, but the flow of the rap sounded just like Caroline by, what is that, Amici or whatever that is. So
anime, right? Something like that.
What is it?
Is it anime?
Is it
anime?
Yeah, I don't know.
Caroline? Am I tripping?
Yeah. Caroline.
Amina. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
it does sound like that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I made an edit, just a blend with the acapella from Caroline over the instrumental from $1 Million Baby, and that works really well. And in true Alex Nepa fashion, it's like just a minute in and out. So
I have not heard that, and I that one always did really good for me. That track. So yeah.
But it works out even better with the $1 Million Baby beat, because I hated that beat from Caroline. That was actually the one thing I hated about the song.
That was the part I hated too. I'm like, Yeah, I'll have to grab that one from you because I think that could be really cool. And when you sent over your list, I was like, oh, yep, that totally makes sense. I can already hear it like in my head. And moving along with that, I put this pick on my song. Drew's buddy Irv, who plays at the Whaler and just all of Drew's spots as well, played an edit of $1 Million Baby, the Type 3 remix. Really, I'm not a fan a lot of times playing remixes of like hip hop. I feel like just a lot of times it just destroys the song.
Agreed.
And this one's actually really, really good. It really kind of keeps the integrity of the song. And yeah,
It's kind
I
of like
like it.
techie house.
Yeah, but it doesn't I don't know. It just doesn't kill the vibe of the song. So yeah, the Tommy Richman $1 Million Baby Type 3 TYPE the number 3 remix.
And I'm next here, and I'm going to go with a popular one. You know, the old Blink 182s at the emo night. I'm probably playing mostly Blink 182 shit to keep it familiar. And First Date. It's obviously one of their biggest songs, but not as many people are playing that versus their other two bigger songs. So it's been doing really good. Kills.
Are people dancing at the emo night, or are they just chilling in the corner being emo? Like what's going on?
I get pockets, and I'm learning those pockets because when you do it all emo night like this, you know, the big songs are flopping, if you will, like the Fall Out Boys are just like not,
because they've heard it. They've
Yeah.
all heard, everybody hears those when you go out. Yeah,
Right. And that they do not work. And so that's where I'm really digging. You know, First Date is getting a bigger reaction than all the small things, or
Right.
Girl at the Rock Show or whatever. So definitely digging deeper and deeper these days. And yeah, these have been, you know, that next generation, or if you just want to change it up really, or you have a longer set. I mean, I don't know, Alex, if you're getting as many weddings requests in these sets, but you know, I have, and I've definitely had to go longer than 10 minutes, you know, with the standard set. So I've had one where I went like 45 minutes, and you know, you're pulling shit out. And these ones definitely work for that.
Yeah, most of my wedding sets are 2 to 2.5 hours long, so I've got to like. That's one of the reasons why I've got so many minute-long edits of things. And not only do people are people very opinionated about like, you know, loving or hating Taylor Swift, or Bruno Mars is on almost every Do Not playlists anymore. A lot of people tell me they want like the Two Friends big booty mix style of DJing, and that's why I'm just flying in and out. They don't necessarily want me to play those mixes. They just want the surprise factor and fluidity of it.
Right. I agree. I'm even noticing, you know, at my wedding, this past one, I'm in Kentucky, and I guess there's not as many DJs doing super fast, quick mix, you know, and I even noticed some of the older folks like, all right, you gonna change it? You know, even like some of the bigger songs, they're like, all right, well, we're with you now. Impress me, you know, keep it going.
Right. Moms are on TikTok, grandmas are on Instagram, so it's you know, it's all universal.
Yeah. ADD lifestyle.
Yep,
it is true. And it's funny. I feel like the only time when you hear people complain about like people who mix quick is when they just hear a bad DJ not playing the right parts of the song, or just cutting off. Yeah, cutting off the parts of the song. So DJs, just a little tip: if you're hearing that from people or guests, you're probably doing something wrong.
Yep. Yeah. And the same thing too. Like if people are dancing and not connecting with each other, and they're staring at the fucking speakers, or they're staring at you, there's a good chance you're doing something wrong too.
Right.
Put that on the Patreon. Put it in the notes.
Yeah. It probably will be. It'll be in notes. I had some extra picks, and I'm going to do another one of my edits. I did a clap intro, one of the epic intros, whatever you want to call it, of Jordan Belfort. And yeah, that just crushes for me every time. It's again, probably like a minute long, a cappella out. Yeah, but
what's the song? Why I don't know that I'm playing that at all.
Seriously, Jordan Belfort.
I be getting money, Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, it's right along with that age group. What is who sings that? Is it Wes? Hold on, let me.
It's on the playlist of shitty rap songs that like somehow blew up.
Wes Walker and Dylan. I don't even fucking know something. Or DYL. I thought Dylan was being cut off, but it's Wes Walker and DYL.
There you go.
But it is a really shitty rap song, and it was one of those, you know, hot for a minute songs. And
but it's weird.
Just
everybody knows it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I downloaded it. Learn something new every day.
My pick is leaning into this Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef, which I think is stupid because when I think of like rappers that you want to battle with, Drake is not somebody who comes to mind. Maybe that's a hot take, but as a guy who is in a wheelchair on like a TV show, there is nothing like hard about that dude. Like when I think of that, like, you know, maybe
He
that's a
hasn't
hot
said,
take.
yeah.
And I like Drake. That's not me hating on Drake, but I just wish he would kind of. He's very chameleon in his rap career, and I think his best stuff with like his early stuff. And I just kind of wish he would kind of get back to that more like Drake being Drake, because I felt like that's what he was. So I'm like, this is you. But now he's like into sounding like Lil Baby or like all these other rappers. And I'm just like, dude, this isn't you. It doesn't sound good. But what I will say is my pick is BBL Drizzy, which really has nothing to do with him other than the, the beef. And if you didn't know, the BBL Drizzy sample is actually created by AI. So
Really?
it wasn't even a real thing. It was created by AI, and then Metro Boomin sampled it. That's how that came out. And but my pick is the BBL Drizzy Red House remix, REDD House remix, and it's just a really good use of the sample. I think it's fun. It's a really like good housey vibey version, and it's current. It's like one of those where it's like, I know I'm the old guy not playing the cool stuff, like, you know, I'm up here playing Taylor Swift, but like that's one that I can like sneak in and it kind of shows relevance, you know.
Fair enough. Well, I'll go new. This isn't. We'll go a little new here with my set. I got, it's fitting in this era, if you will. But Royal Otis redid "Murder on the Dance Floor," and it's like a rock version of it. And so in this set, it works. I still like the original better, but in this set, that song works. It gets great reaction. So if you're having to do a rock version for any reason, this Royal with an E, Royale, I guess, Otis, "Murder on the Dance Floor," it's a great cover.
Yeah, I've heard it when you were downloaded it when we were at the house, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm actually typing that down as we speak because I'm going to check that out. I feel like if you're in a rock set, having that song that is actually pretty big or was big this year, kind of for a hot minute, yeah, it definitely could work out for sure. Okay, so we're back to, again, Total Wedding here. Joe Maz. If you guys remember the song "I'm Good" from last year, like
Mhm.
the only
Yep.
the only part people want to hear is "I'm good." Yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm having the best fucking night of my life. That's literally it. And then
Yep.
same with like "Losing It" by Fisher, which is just total, frat EDM from 4 years ago. People are getting married. They love that. So Joe just put those two together in a very effective way, and you can fly in and out of it. And it gives "I'm Good" a little bit more life, and it gives everybody else a chance to yell "fuck."
I love it. Yeah, both songs great. Yep.
I must have missed that one on the Patreon or something, but Joe's Patreon is really good. I know you've mentioned a couple edits. Drew and I use it all the time. There's great stuff with it.
I'm gonna go. This is all-time low. "Dear Maria, Count Me In." This is 90 beats per minute, and it's been killing for me. It's a little bit more, like I said, like the little bit of a deeper cut, but I've been pulling out some of these that have been hitting. And then my other one I'll give is "Panic at the Disco." Was also on that first album that has the one everyone plays. I don't know, some stupid crazy name is this. The other one that was a big hit on that is "The Only Difference Between Martyrdom and Suicide is Press Coverage." It has that one does really well as well. So
Is that a title or a book?
It is. Yeah. Their titles are weird. Yeah. Yeah.
all other stuff is out of control. But
Yeah, the
no,
label
those
was probably like, "What the fuck is this title? We're supposed to sell this?" Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
use size 6 font to get that title to fit across the.
Right. I know that song. That's a good one though, Drew. That's a good.
Yeah, it is a
That's a
really good
good
one.
pick.
yeah, it has a random little techno drop just at the end. Just there you go. Those are
little
my
deeper
my
cut.
last two I threw in there.
My last pick for the little house kick is a song that I have been playing at the bar that has been working for me again, which, Rihanna has just got hits on hits on hits, but I feel like it's one of the forgotten about hits is Disturbia. and I've been playing that more specifically in the vibey remixy kind of thing that I was doing. The Zillionaire remix of Rihanna Disturbia is really, really good. Disturbia has been working for me, and yeah, I think it's like one of the more forgotten about Rihanna hits.
Want to say one that someone came up to me with a request, and we all love our requests, but this girl came up to me and asked for Rihanna featuring Sean Paul, Break It Off. And I was like, wow, that's actually a pretty good request. I played it. It's at 134 beats per minute. I played it, and then out of it, I think I did SOS. I just did a little Rihanna tribute set, but Break It Off, it's cool. Sean Paul, it's a nice little throwback.
Yeah, it definitely is. And so I feel almost like stupid doing this one because it's like I think it's gonna be the song of the summer, and it's almost like a no-brainer. And it also is very low energy to me. But Sabrina Carpenter, Espresso, like
Yep.
if you're not working a bar, I wouldn't say a nightclub, but if you're working a bar, you're gonna have like 8,000 girls come up, especially bachelorette parties, asking you to play that song. And the way I use it at weddings is, let's say they front loaded the formalities, all the formal stuff is done, and basically you're just going from dinner into party. I'll kind of start ramping up the music into a dance set and like hope to organically build a dance floor like the same you would at a club or a bar. And I'll use that in that manner super early. If people don't dance, cool, they're getting that vibe. If they do dance, that needs a remix. That needs a treatment. And I tried fucking with it at around 123 beats per minute over a disco house song, and it just
Pete Down did a good job. It's on DMS. We actually mentioned this one in our last music episode. I think the one Pete did is at like 117 beats per minute, but I play it.
That's probably the right feel for that song. Yeah.
Yeah. I play it in that, like when I play like Cuff It, I'll play like Murder on the Dance Floor after it. It's like my early night when I'm trying to like get the party started.
Yeah, that totally is a good 3-song set right there. Yeah.
It was a must play on my bride's. She gave me maybe 5 songs, and this was one of them, the Espresso. So I played that, and I think I either played it after Murder on the Dance Floor or before, and it did really well. Both of them did really well.
I was thinking it'd sound good over Calvin Harris Slide, but I'm still like, I don't know about the key. I have to fuck with it in Ableton a little bit.
I saw one recently that was with Dua Lipa. I saw Levitating. I can't remember if it was over top of Levitating or if it was the opposite. It sounded okay. I like the Pete Down one best. It just kind of gives that little disco-y feel, which is nice.
I have to check that out for sure.
Yeah. That's it. That's all the picks that I have, unless you guys got a couple honorable mentions.
That's no, you got all my honorable mentions. That's this is incredible because I think last time we recorded, we were about 3 hours. It was fucking ridiculous.
And it was like, well, guys, I think that
go back and listen to it. It's a great episode.
It is. Listen to the first 20 minutes.
No, you gotta make it past the train wreck that actually happens live on it there, and then there's some sound effects, and then the last half is awesome. So
hey, it happens.
It's been great talking with you, Alex. We don't get to hang out very often, and it's great just catching up and seeing you.
We gotta, next time Fuse comes to the California of the East Coast, Cincinnati, we can all hang out maybe. Or pardon me, next time Drew does.
Yeah, totally.
I'm down.
So, Alex, one more time, if there's anything you want to plug, go for it.
Yeah, just follow me on Instagram at DJ Alex Nepa, and know that I book clubs out here, and my DMs are going to be full from people begging for spots. That always happens. Love that. Big fan of 30 followers. Just started DJing last month. Can I please play your club? But Instagram at DJ Alex Nepa, and Patreon now at DJ Alex Nepa. And by the time this airs, I'll have that loaded up with some good shit.
And if they do want to play at your club, they have to show up with a controller in the box, the original box, right?
And they set up on top of the CDJs.
Oh, well, no, what Drew's talking about is I played a spot out in Long Beach with him, and he had just gotten his Rev 7, and I had mine now for about a month at that point, and I was like, fuck it, I want to play with your Rev 7. And we carried his Rev 7 in the Pioneer box throughout downtown Long Beach. I believe we took it to dinner at a restaurant with us because we had dinner first. So
love it.
So good. It's a good time. Well, I look forward to the Patreon and really happy to have you on. download all those guys, grab them, and I think that's it.
That's it. That's going to wrap it up for today. We hope you guys enjoyed the music episode. Like I mentioned earlier, we do the once a month, the last Tuesday of the month on Crate Hackers. If you guys enjoyed this music episode, last week, Drew did a solo because I missed, and you can go back and check that out. But if you want, moving forward, you want to join those, they are free to join. It's the last Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Crate Hackers.
The video should be on YouTube. If for some reason it didn't get posted on YouTube, the playlist is live, so you can go grab the playlist off Crate Hackers.
There's other ones that we have already done that are still live on YouTube if you want to check those out as well.
And if you forget, Crate Hackers will email and text you 800 times reminding you.
That's right. That's right. So,
oh, perfect. Great plug.
For sure. All right, that's going to wrap it up. So we'll see you guys next time.
Peace. So good.